I'm Lukas Schnabel. I do business development for Canto, and I'm responsible for all the integrations and the technology partnerships. We also have Marco here. He's our global channel manager. So in case you have any questions that you want to ask him quietly, just grab him and ask him. So let's get started. As we all know, and we've heard it a couple of times, the world changes significantly and consumers are expecting more and more better digital experiences. And there are so many channels and so many technologies, and consumers expect you to use all those technologies to tell great stories and give them a great user experience. And well, in today's world, we see it here with all the cool little beacons on the doors. Technology is evolving and it's multiplying. And once you factor in different languages, different regions, it gets even harder to tell a great story to your customers. And for you, that means that you need to combine good technology to deliver this great experience. And with all those changing forces at work and Internet of Things and all that, you need to find out a way how to optimize your processes. What we'll talk today is I'll give you a brief intro what digital asset management is and how it can help you, and how you can optimize your processes with it. And one really important thing is to deliver the content the consumers are requesting really fast. So you need to have really efficient workflows, especially in social media. It is extremely important that you have the collateral at hand when you need it. You also have to protect your digital assets in terms of license rights and all that, and have them always accessible. You want to have a secure and self-service portal so that all your partners can access the assets without problems. And in the end, you want a consistent branding and messaging. But the technology is one part. Another part is that you have a structured approach, that you put the right strategies when integrating technology. It's not about the technology alone, it's also about the people who use it, and you need to pick up all your stakeholders so that they actually use all these great features that we have. So, what is digital asset management and why do we need it? I think it's important to lay the foundation. Digital asset management is not a new technology or not a new concept, but it's getting kind of a rebirth because of the growing amount of digital files and digital media. And basically what we do is we manage the whole process around digital assets. We do the usage, the sharing, the publishing, the archiving. We write information into the metadata of files and make it easily accessible and searchable. And when we talk about digital assets, it's basically a file with information. This is what we call a digital asset. So not all files are digital assets, but all digital assets are basically somehow files with additional information. So let's get started. The first challenge is to have these super fast workflows. And with a fast pace, the consumers are expecting your story. You always have to have the assets at hand when you need them. And the great thing about our integration, what we did is that the web editor in Magnolia has always the assets at his hand when he needs them. And digital marketeers don't need to call in a favor from a web developer to get an integration. They already have it with what we did. And it kind of looks like this. It's a little bit blurry, but you see this is what we did. This is basically a window inside of your DAM system. It's an app in Magnolia, and it helps you to avoid duplicates. All the assets are in our digital asset management system, and you can search them as you would search Magnolia dam system. And just imagine you have like a new product shot or a new image that you want to use. You can directly access our dam, and you only see the one you can actually use, the one that is approved, the one that is the newest, and you don't have to go over different storages, upload a new image, put it in the right resolution. That's all gone. So you don't have to do any manual steps. And if you imagine you have more channels than just this CMS system where you use this product shot, then it's like a really daunting task to update all those images manually. And I just click you through the integration a little bit. This is what we did, and this is how it all looks like. You can actually search them like you would search Magnolia assets. And of course, by that you avoid these duplicates that make it hard to find the assets. So let me tell you the story of Degewo. Degewo is the biggest housing company in Germany. I believe it's the biggest in Germany. And they have 75,000 apartments and a lot of commercial units. And well, what they do, or what they did in the past, they made photos of the apartments, of the commercial units, and they made photos from the outside, from the inside. They photographed different rooms. They photographed the equipment, the interior, the features of the apartments. And they had all those files in a hard drive, on Dropbox, on several different storages. And it was really hard to find like the correct image from apartment XYZ, room, kitchen, and what is in there. And what we did, we integrated Cumulus for Degewo. So they actually write all those informations into the metadata. They just search for the apartment, and then they have the different variations of the rooms, the different images, and all that. But they don't only use the images to rent these apartments to their customers. They also use it for their publication. They have it's called Easy Living. They have a magazine that comes out every month where they show new apartments and how great they do their job and all that. And in the past, it was like a really, really long task to get that all together. It was hard to finish it even in a month. And now with the integration to all those great products, they can just, from their publishing system, take the assets as well. So they're on the homepage, they're in their customer magazine, they're basically everywhere, and they're just in our system. So they only search Cumulus in our DAM system. And this is a huge time saver for Degewo. They can publish their magazine really easily, and they have a better quality of the images. Another challenge is protecting your digital assets. And there are 2 points that count into this. One is accessibility, and the other one is copyright licenses. Of course, you want to have your assets accessible. You don't want to search different storage locations and all that. And I bet every one of you had this moment where you were searching for something, and it took you like forever. It took you like, I don't know, half an hour till you found the right image or the right asset or the right PDF file. And this shouldn't be today anymore. You need to have your files at hand when you need them, and you shouldn't be searching for some lost files forever. This is a complete waste of time. And another point is the license rights. Did you take the picture? If you took the picture, I talked to someone yesterday, and they said we don't have any problems with license rights. We take all the pictures ourselves, and we put the license rights in it that we can use them forever, wherever we want. But in most cases, companies don't work like that. You have images that you buy on Getty or Shutterstock. You have images from your photographers that are licensed for a certain region or for only for web and not for print. So this is pretty complex, and well, you need to manage those license rights. And with digital asset management, you can basically protect your company. It's like an insurance that you don't have troubles with license rights anymore, because you can just put it into the metadata of the files, and once the date comes, the license rights run out, it will be taken out of the website automatically. Or you get an email that you need to take it off, or you exchange it with a standard alternative or an alternative image. And so this is really important. And the great thing is, if you write this information into the metadata of the files, it always stays on the files even when they are processed. So once you open them up in Photoshop and do some transformations, it will still be in there, so you don't lose this information. And of course, you have the single source of truth. You can search all assets that run out in the next couple of weeks or next couple of days. So another customer story, I'm not allowed to say the name, but well, yeah, it was a bad licensing case where they lost a lot of money, and it was a Berlin-based company, a small soda producer, and they do this hipster soda. And they had a new communication manager who was right from university, and he started a new campaign and was searching for the right image for that campaign. So he searched his Dropbox and his email folders, and he finally found like the perfect image for the message that the new hipster soda will make you survive the Berlin party nights. And he had this amazing shot of this model who was like super enthusiastic. So he took that and made his PR stuff and launched his social media campaign, and was super happy because the campaign even became sort of viral in Berlin. And then his boss came to him, and he was super unhappy because they got sued for copyright infringement, because the photographer who took the shot only licensed the image for a certain time frame. And in the end, they had to pay 40,000 euros fine. And that was the point where we usually come in. When the problem is already there, then we come, and then we went over and saw, okay, no license rights management. But the problem was even deeper. They had different people who bought images on Shutterstock, and partly they bought the same image twice or three times, or once for print and once for online, instead of just buying it with the whole licensing. And they lost a lot of money, and the 40,000 euros, they were only the tip of the iceberg. In the end, they had like a whole lot of more money that they were burning because they didn't have a proper license management in place or proper workflows around license managing. So that being said, it's a great insurance to have such a system behind you, even if you don't think about it today. It is really important. Another challenge is to have a self-service portal, so that all your partners, all your customers get their stuff when they need it and as fast as they need it. And what I've found out is that if you have great creative people at your company, they usually know where all the assets and all the images are. If you call your designer, he can exactly tell you where the latest product shot is, or the latest photo of the CEO, or whatever. But once those people are not in the company, once they are sick or once they leave, all this know-how is basically gone. And that is also a major problem that you might have also experienced, that when your designer is sick, that you don't find the assets that you actually need for your campaigns or for your stuff. And for that use case, I have an example. It's the company called Sennheiser, and I hope I got internet. If not, I can show it to you on screenshots. Oh. And what Sennheiser did, it's a so-called brand zone. And the employees, they can, hold on, I switched it to English. They can log in with username and password, and they get, of course, more information, internal information. The partners can log in, and they get all the partner information. And the press can log in even without, or the customers, even without a password and a username. And they get all the public assets. And maybe I want to write an article about the new microphone from Sennheiser. I can go to microphones and just check the stuff, get a preview of it, and then I can, of course, download it. I can agree to terms and conditions, and that is all how you want to customize it. This is nothing that comes out of the box. You can basically customize all of that. So you have access to all the assets when you need it, and you have a rights management behind it so that you only see public assets here at the moment. This is all approved and all accessible for everybody. So we can jump over those screenshots. Another challenge is to have a consistent messaging, consistent branding, so that you tell your customers the same story on all the touch points. So we go back to the Magnolia Cumulus DEM example, and what you see here is the standard Magnolia article, simple demo page. And what we're going to do now in this example is we want to exchange the image that is there with which comes from Magnolia with an image from Cumulus outside of our DEM system. And so you only have to manage the assets in one location. And here you see a screenshot how that is working. You can just select on the radio button you want to have a Cumulus asset, and it's built similar than Magnolia is built. So you can pick the one you want, select it, save it, and basically publish it to a new page. And for that use case, I want to show you the company Rital. They do server racks, and it's a huge German company, and not only known for the technical people because they do server racks and all that stuff, but they're basically family-owned and world market leader in that sector. And they have a great combination of their product information system with a DAM system, with a CMS system, and they put all this information together, the product information from the PIM, the visuals from our system, and they publish it on their website. And once an image runs out, they switch it right away. It's similar to the license right use case, but if you just select one of those products, then this information all comes from the PIM system, and the image right here comes from our digital asset management system. And you see it here in the code, it's IMF, it's our image factory. And with this here, you can manipulate the image. So it is all rendered on the fly to the website. And you can just manipulate it with the code. And once the image runs out, this is what they do. Then they place the standard alternative in the right size for the certain template. And this is exactly what we do with our Magnolia integration. We don't create any duplicates. We only give the hyperlink to the CMS system. And so this is pretty cool. But this whole integration thing and the technology combination is not the main part. Of course, you need good technology to support you, and of course, they all need to be integratable and have great APIs. But it's also very important to pick up the people who use the software and to get all the stakeholders involved, have the right change management, the right strategies, and the correct processes. So the first step is, of course, identify the use case that you want to solve. You've seen I showed you 4 different use cases, and we have so many more. This is extremely important. And once you have done that, you have to set the requirements and then take all the stakeholders, do the trainings, involve them, see how they work, adapt it to their workflow, and then you start your project management. And of course, you have your experienced project managers who help you with that, to translate all that in technical requirements. And many firms have moved to adopt those technologies, but not many firms have integrated them as good as they could. And by integrating Cumulus with Magnolia, this is super easy since it comes out of the box. You get all your content. You don't have to do a whole lot of configurations. Of course, you want to see what is the important metadata that I need. That's something that you might adapt for your company. But in the end, this is a great integration that comes out of the box. But we have, of course, many other great integrations that also come out of the box. So you can integrate our system not only with Magnolia, you can integrate it with a new PIM system, with different e-commerce systems. And once you see that you can manage all your channels, all the media assets with Cumulus. But we don't only have standard integrations, we also have a great API. And Magnolia also has a great API and it's all about integrations and all that. And this is extremely important because you cannot picture your future use cases. You need a system that you can optimize, that you can put for your needs. So that you're future ready, that you can build your integrations when a new system comes up that you want to use, a new technology, some marketing automation. There's so much new technology, so you really need to have a system that makes integrations very easy. So, to avoid the live demo with slow internet, I just put together some highlights of our software. And what you see here, so you can sort of picture it. This is our dashboard. This is a place where the asset managers, the librarians work, where you upload your images, where you put the metadata in, where you manage your image workflows. And you see it's a modern UI. You have your dashboard with your recent activities, the recent activities of your team, your last uploads. That's all pretty up to date. And you have a fully customizable web client. So this all is, it doesn't need to look like this. You can change it however you would like to have it. You can put in the metadata fields that are required for your company. This is just like what comes out of the box with the approval stage. But maybe you have other things, for example, the license rights that you want to put in there. This is really cool. This is when you use an asset in a different system, we of course have a callback. So we write it back into the metadata where an asset has been used. So once you need to exchange it somewhere, you can just look where has it been used, has it been downloaded from a user manually, is it in a CMS system, is it in a PIM system, so you have an overview where you have your assets. Of course, you can do collaboration with commenting features, and this is also very standard today. And what is great, we are very flexible when it comes to deployments. You can deploy it any way you want. You can put it in your own infrastructure. You can put it on Amazon or on sys11, on whatever system you want to have it. It's basically your choice. You can even do it hybrid and have the database at your company and have the assets at a hoster. So I hope I could have given you a couple of ideas what you can actually all do with digital asset management. There are literally hundreds of use cases, and to get the most out of your files, you should just use a digital asset management system, even if it is still a niche. And if there are no questions, you can, of course, watch the webinar that we did together with Magnolia. You can download our data sheet. You can go to our website. There's all the information there. And Marco and I will still be here the whole day. So if anything comes to your mind, just grab us and ask us. Thank you.